Hello, this is Indigo Owl coming to you with live guidance from London, UK. And today we have the Golden Buddha in our reading. Very much wanted to come to all of you today and give the lovely golden energy of light and surrender to divine flow and pause and reflection. And we've also got the beautiful love candle burning in the back, and we have here the angel Daniel, and we have this beautiful piece of selenite that has very commonly come into the readings lately. Selenite has a very purifying energy. It's actually in some way similar to the human body, where a large percentage of selenite is water, same as we are. So I hope you have had a good start to the week. This guidance, this beautiful reading that is starting to unfold is from today, the 29th of March, all the way until Sunday, the 4th of April. We're already in the crossover week where we have a bit of March and a bit of April. Certainly, if you're in the same hemisphere as me, very much started to go into the spring energy. If you are in the southern hemisphere, I believe you're now going into autumn. I hope I got that right. So we're going to have 2 tarot cards for each weekday. I've got 2 tarot decks laid out here. We're also going to have 3 Romance Angel Picker cards. We're going to have a message of hope from the Saints and Angels Oracle deck, and we're going to have a theme for the week from the Archangel Michael Oracle. Now, I don't really plan which cards or even which spirit guides I'm bringing into these readings. I very much go with the flow. I go with what spirit wants me to do. So I didn't plan which cards I'm using. I let my intuition guide me. So we're going to start by shuffling these larger tarot cards for the days of the week. So this is the Fantastical Tarot. We're going to draw 7 cards from here, and then we're going to double up with the Spiral Tarot. We've just had a big full moon, so maybe you have felt the intensity of the full moon, or maybe you had already done lots of, we have a jumper. That will be our first one. Maybe you have already done lots of preparation work before the full moon came, and by the time the full moon came around, you were ready to let go of whatever no longer serves you and simply step into the new energy without further ado. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I knew it. There's one more card missing. We've got 7 cards. I'm going to have to move just a little bit so you can see the tarot cards. Very good. You can no longer see the head of the Buddha. The Buddha is now only half visible. That's fine. Let's see if you can see all of those cards. Maybe move them just a bit more to that side. I'm already so curious which cards we're going to get today. Still not quite all of the cards in the picture. Can I do it like this? Yes, perfect. Right, now we're going to shuffle the Spiral Tarot, and we're going to double up the tarot cards. It is one of my favorite things to do. It means the reading takes a bit longer, but it can make the reading so much clearer, so much more quickly. It can make the reading very precise. To have 2 different tarot cards for the same day on this occasion, or for the same situation, or even for the same person, it can really make things ultra clear for us to do it this way. And I find it fascinating, the combinations of tarot cards that are possible this way. So let's either draw a message of hope now. We're not going to look till later. I can just smell this beautiful watermelon candle as I'm sitting here. I hope it lasts a long time. This was a gift from a friend, and I absolutely love it. Right, we have the message of hope here. We're going to shuffle for the theme for the week. Now, shall we look at the theme for the week first and then see how the tarot cards fit in with it? Or shall we look at the tarot cards first and then look at the theme for the week? I may need to stick with what I usually do and do the tarot first. Right, this one definitely stood out. Maybe we'll do the Romance Angel cards at the end. I really want to start looking at the tarot cards. So we've got here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I appreciate that for some or many of you, Monday, a lot of Monday's already gone. But this is the time of day that I'm able to fit in the weekly guidance. So certainly here in London, it's Monday evening, and we can look at those two cards to get a feel for the energy of the week that we've already started, and what is the rest of the week. What is the feeling for what the rest of the week might bring will also be in those first two cards. So we have the Hanged Man. Now in this particular tarot deck, that's quite a stark image. You actually see the man hanging. More traditionally, the Hanged Man actually hangs suspended upside down from the Tree of Life by his feet, which looks a little bit less worrisome. However, the Hanged Man, the message of the Hanged Man is actually about being able to see things from a different perspective. It can indicate a big mental shift. I love that there is a big full moon in the back on this card, because I was just saying we just had a big full moon a couple of days ago, maybe just a day ago. I find it difficult to keep track of the moon phases. I actually get very impacted by it and then go into denial a little bit while it's happening. So the Hanged Man denotes a shift in perspective, a shift in mental attitude, a much needed shift in mental attitude that can leave us feeling as if we're hanging or as if we're in limbo for a period of time. However, it's a good sign when the Hanged Man comes. That means we are willing to shift and move forward. And the card that came with it is the Four of Swords, which is the card of rest. There's certainly the card that signals that we might need some rest. It's a card that's often called convalescence. So that means we need to recover from something. So maybe there has been a period of actual physical illness, or maybe there's been a period of, let's say, mental stress. So this card actually says, as long as we rest, we will make a full recovery. Interesting that both of the heads on these two cards are kind of hanging in the same direction. How interesting. And these kind of colours on this duvet are kind of reflected in the back of this card here. Also, I happen to have bought some red poppy seeds for this spring, and today thought I really must plant them soon. So for me personally, there's an additional sign here that I need to do that. So this is a period of rest and also allowing the new perspective to sink in, so that we can work out exactly where this new direction is taking us, that this change in mental attitude is allowing for us. Let's have a look at Tuesday. Now we have the Queen of Swords. And interesting, we had those two people here that were looking kind of with the head hanging a bit that way. And now we've got the Queen of Swords looking right back at them. So there is an element to the Queen of Swords that is about looking back to the past, looking back at what we have learned in our life experience so far, using our wisdom that we've acquired as we've gone through life. There's very much the Queen of Swords is very good at defending herself and defending what's hers. It's interesting, she's holding up the sword and we have the swords here. This card is a bit like a little bit maybe tired of fighting, maybe even fighting our own inner demons, and kind of surrendering to what is. And then by tomorrow, we're a little bit more coming into our own again. The Queen of Swords is picking up her sword and she's demonstrating her strengths here. Oh, the card that came with it is another woman. We have the Empress. Now, obviously, in tarot, pictures of women on the cards doesn't necessarily denote women in real life. It's more about symbolically what is associated with different genders. So the Empress is very much a card of expansion. It's a card of reaping what we have sown. It's a card of getting our fruitful harvest. A card of birth, a card of creativity, a card of conception. So, again, I'm drawn to this. The Queen of Swords is looking back at this here. She's looking back at this is like so far, I feel like saying there's may have been an element of being too stressed out about things, overworking ourselves, being stuck in old ways of thinking that has led to this kind of feeling of needing, maybe prolonged feeling of needing to defend ourselves or always being ready to protect ourselves. But what happens when we're in that mode? This is a very important mode to be able to go into when we do need to defend ourselves. But what can happen is that we can get stuck in it. We can get stuck in overthinking things, and it's using up a lot of our energy. And she's looking back at the past, at this kind of shift in mental perspective that's been happening. And as she's kind of passing out of our life, what's coming in instead is the Empress. The Empress, by all means, would totally defend herself if she needed to, but she sure isn't going to waste any energy on constantly demonstrating how strong she is when there isn't even an attack happening. And I'm talking in symbolic terms here. I'm not talking about someone being physically attacked. It's more the fear of failure, I feel like saying. The Empress doesn't have that. The Empress simply uses her creativity, goes with her own energy flow, plants seeds where it intuitively feels right for her, and reaps her harvest when the harvest is ready. She's very much in tune with nature and the natural flow of things, and ultimately the divine flow of things. So this is the new energy that's coming in. Tomorrow, very interesting. Let's have a look at Wednesday. So, and now we have a 3 again. So we've got here the 4 of Swords, then the number 3 from the Major Arcana for the Empress. Either the Hanged Man is 12, 1 and 2 either makes a number 3. Now we have the 3 of Swords on Wednesday. And the 9 of Pentacles. How very interesting. Now, the 3 of Swords, more traditionally, actually has a big heart on it with the 3 swords stuck in it. So it is often called heartache or heartbreak. In this particular deck, this card has been designed with the 3 swords, and there actually isn't a heart that's being pierced by the 3 swords, which is for the reason that this card can be drawn to represent the fear of heartbreak, which usually comes from past experience of heartbreak or heartache, that leaves us with this fear that whenever we open our heart again, the same thing will happen. it couples with this Nine of Pentacles here, which shows it's very female dominated so far, this reading, I must say. It's another woman. It shows a woman in the garden enjoying the fruits of her own labor. She's got 9 pentacles. 10 pentacles in tarot is a full set. So she's done very well for herself. Pentacles can represent money, but they can also represent earthly belongings, earthly practical things that make life nice and secure and comfortable, and general abundance. So there is an element of Wednesday where maybe we want to enjoy the fruits of our own labor and remember that it might be time to let go of past heartache or heartbreak so that new love can either come into our life or can expand in our life. Because we're in this new perspective, in this new mental attitude where we're now able to move forward from something that maybe has been stuck in our lives for a long time. Maybe there's been a long period of solitude that we've needed, but it's time to expand and allow new things to come in. Let's have a look at Thursday. So now I'm thinking 29, 30, 31st. So this is the last day of March, which is also a number 3, it's the 3rd month. And now we're going into this is the first 2 cards for April, the 1st of April. Let's have a look. Thursday, the 1st of April, we have a pentacle. Ooh, and we have the 2 of Cups. Now, very, very interesting. So the Page of Pentacles, pages in tarot can come for the very beginnings of new things. So it may present a small amount of extra money, or it may represent an additional income stream that will bring a bit of extra money, or it may represent a new project or a new idea that will initially only bring in a little bit of money. But it's good news in any case. And also, because we now here have the 9 pentacles, this might be the one additional pentacle that makes the full set. So maybe most of the pentacles are already here, and then this one extra pentacle on its own might not be much, but added to those 9 pentacles, might represent a form of financial completion for some of you. And it's coupled with how interesting this should follow on from the 3 of Swords, which I said may well represent the fear of heartbreak because of past experience. This actually represents 2 people offering each other the cup of love. This is a card that's very balanced between masculine and feminine energy, represented by the yin-yang here. By all means, this doesn't have to represent a man and a woman. That can, in real life, not symbolically as on this card, can very much represent 2 men or 2 women. This is about 2 people pursuing a very equal relationship with each other. They have found true love with each other. This card is sometimes called the marriage card. If it isn't a sign of an actual relationship in your life in particular at the moment, it can also represent your own inner masculine and feminine energy coming into more balance. But for some of you, this very much represents either a new romantic relationship that is starting, or it represents a relationship you're already in going to the next level. Very beautiful beginning to April. So let's have a look at Friday, the 2nd of April. And how we have more cups. And look how the 2 cups becomes 3 cups. We've had a lot of 3s in this reading so far. We have the Empress, which is a number 3. We have the 3 of Swords. We have the 9 of Pentacles, which is 3 times 3. We have the Hanged Man, as I said earlier, 1 and 2 makes us 3. And now we have 3 of Cups. 3 of Cups is a card of celebration. This can be birthdays, anniversaries, good news coming in, job offers, all kinds of beautiful things. Georg says, such a beautiful reading. I feel drawn into multiple directions work-wise, and I feel I need to listen to my heart making decisions. You do the reading so wonderful. Oh, thank you so much, Georg. Thank you so much for connecting in this live reading and sharing how it's resonating with you. That's really beautiful. So the Three of Cups also is the next one on from this Two of Cups. So again, it goes with this energy of the three from the Empress, that is the energy of expansion. So definitely we are ready for things to expand. And also this card always is also a reminder that when good things happen, it's good to actually celebrate them properly. So this is also a card urging you to celebrate the good things that are happening in your life. The card that has come with it, now we have another Four. How very, very interesting. And we're back to the Pentacles. So we have the Four of Pentacles. We had the Four of Swords here as well. And we've had some other Pentacles. Very interesting. So the Four of Pentacles is a card of financial stability, which reminds me again of this Page of Pentacles that might be completing the set here, just together with this Nine of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles represents, and also I'm noticing we've got this black and white theme here on both of those cards. Here we've got it in the yin yang, and here we've got it in this tiled floor. So yes, the Four of Pentacles represents financial stability. It can sometimes come as a reminder that it's important to allow our finance and all of our kind of energy and abundance to flow. It's important to allow things to flow in and to allow things to flow out. It's rather than keeping things stuck. So there is something happening on the earthly practical level, for sure, with the Pentacles. There's something happening on the air level with our change in thinking. And for sure, there is something happening in the emotion relationship side of things to do with love. So a lot is happening here, actually. What seemed to the beginning today felt like such a slow, almost stagnant start, where we're just kind of hanging in limbo a bit and resting from the past battles, I feel like saying. And then all this like new energy is coming in and things are shifting and good news are coming. And let's have a look at Saturdays. So that must be the 3rd of April. Oh, and now we have the Seven of Cups. Now, for me personally, and the Devil. That's the second time I've seen this Seven of Cups card. So for Saturday, the 3rd of April, we have the Seven of Cups. Now we have more cups again. The Seven of Cups is a card that is showing here in the back. It's showing the happy couple. I'm sure she's wearing a crown as well. There might be a royal couple on a horse. They're riding over the bridge to the other side. Sevens in tarot are cards of assessment. The individual suits go from 1 to 10. So 7 is more than halfway, and often that's a time where we need to have a little pause and decide which way to go for the last bit, which course to take for the last bit until we reach completion. So there's 7 cups in the more traditional deck. It would show different things in each of the cups, and it would show a woman with a bit of a kind of a mist over the cups, and there's a woman trying to choose a cup and she can't see clearly yet what's in each of the cups. So this is a card that often says at least one of the cups that's being offered to you has what you want in it, but you should wait till the mist has cleared, which may well be like a mental fog, for example. So it's important to wait for mental clarity before you choose one of the cups. And there may be more than one cup that has something you want in it. So you may need to choose which one to go for. It's come together with the Devil card. Now, the Devil card often comes as a reminder that it's important not to get stuck in things that keep us trapped in life. And things that keep us trapped in life can be things like addictions, toxic relationships, unhelpful ways of thinking, not being willing to go with the flow, not being willing to accept help. Those are all things that the Devil card might come to show up. The Devil is holding up a mirror to this woman. It is still very female dominated, this reading, I must say. He's holding up a mirror to this woman, and she can see what she really looks like on the inside in this mirror, and she's a bit shocked. So there might be a bit of self-confrontation that's happening on Saturday, but that may be the very thing that makes very clear which of those cups we need to choose. So this is actually coming to help us. And it may also, it's making me think a bit of this card here, where this kind of financial stability, is this something we're holding on too much and we're not allowing ourselves to expand enough and move forward? Are we holding on to an old situation a little bit too much here? Or is this Three of Cups, is this celebration coming in? Is this kind of unsettling us? And do we need to let go of that? And that's what we're going to see here on Saturday. Let's have a look at Sunday, the 4th of April. We have the Chariot. I love it. I absolutely love it. So the Chariot, for a starter, is also a number 7. Now, this is 7 of Cups, so that's the number 7 of the suit of Cups. This is the number 7 of the Major Arcana. So this is just generally the number 7 in tarot. It's the Chariot. The Chariot is a card of movement. It's a card of victory. It's a card of having passed the test. And interestingly enough, it's often shown with the charioteer with a white horse and the black horse, and he's trying to make both of those horses move in the same direction, because that's the only way to make the chariot move forward. So that means uniting opposing forces. And we've had this black and white theme here in the Two of Cups, and we've also had it here in the floor from this. So it does very much look like we are finally in the place where we're able to let go of whatever it is that was keeping us stuck here, maybe for a long time for some of us. And we are successfully moving forward. So for some of you, this may literally represent travel. It may represent a move to a new location, either a living location or a work location as well. But it generally comes with this feeling of victory. It comes with this feeling of a task mastered in a good way. And the card that comes with it, I love it. It's another 7. We have the 7 of Swords. So I have to laugh, and you have to excuse me, but sometimes when you've been reading tarot for a very long time, like I have, literally for must be about 17 years now, it's still funny how some cards can come together, and the channelings that come through with it. So the 7 of Swords shows a man running off with more swords than he can carry. He's got a fox with him here, which represents the ability to be, I think one of the words you can use with the fox is intrepid. So there is a kind of hidden cleverness. It sometimes can represent somebody who's running off and leaving you to pick up the pieces, or maybe you could be the person that's running off and leaving others to pick up the pieces. However, because of the combination here with the Chariot, that really wouldn't make much sense on this occasion. It can also represent working undercover or working in secrecy, and keeping things to yourself For example, new ideas for new projects you might only share with a couple of trusted people. So there is an element of secrecy and an element of working undercover that's coming with this Chariot energy. So it may well be that the way you're moving forward victoriously is something that you only sharing, that you're mostly keeping to yourself. How very, very interesting. So there is some interesting stuff happening. And also we've got 777 here. So if you're interested in angel numbers, when angel numbers triple up like that, that's super significant. So you can have a look at the number 777 and what it means. So these were the tarot cards for this week. So I'm super curious by now, what is our theme card for this week from the Archangel Michael deck? It says the person you are asking about is trustworthy. Wow. So if there is, and this again comes with this same feeling here. Are you in cahoots with somebody and you're wondering if they're trustworthy? Are you interested in somebody romantically and you're wondering if they're trustworthy? Are you embarking on a new career or a new job with a company and you're wondering if the person you will be working with or working for is trustworthy? Well, here's your answer from Archangel Michael, and you may like to use this prayer. It says, thank you for helping me have faith so I can open my heart wider in my relationships. Doesn't that make sense with what we had here, with this fear of past heartache and then this new energy coming in? So we will need to open our hearts wider in relationships if we want things to come in that we've been asking for. I am grateful for your protection, ensuring that only trustworthy people are in my life. What a beautiful theme for the week. I absolutely love it. I feel like putting it here by the 3 of Swords and the 2 of Cups, actually. Or maybe I can ask the angel Daniel to hold it up for us, even though we can no longer... we can still see a little bit of his star above. Let's do that. And we're going to have a look at the message of hope. I love that the guides have come up with this. It doesn't matter what tarot cards and even what theme for the week we get, we can always do with an additional message of hope. Today it's coming from the saints and angels. We have child. And it is one of the guardian angel cards. And I'm going to have to look this up, what this card means, because this deck, although it's an old deck, it's not my old deck. It was gifted to me and I really like it, but I haven't been using it very much. So what a beautiful card. It's got this lovely little girl playing is it a mandolin? I'm not 100% sure. Definitely one of those beautiful string instruments. The message of this card is more than one. It says this is a multifaceted answer that depends upon your particular situation. Here are the possible meanings behind your selection of this card. Your intuition will tell you which answer applies to you. Now, I can tell you before I read, there are 5 possible answers this card can give you. So if you need hope, because this is our message of hope, let your intuition tell you which of those is your message of hope. Be as a child, have childlike faith that everything will work out for the best, and it will. I love that one already. I feel like claiming that one for myself. It also says a child will soon be coming into your life. Well, maybe one of you is going to have a child, or maybe couple up with someone who has a child. Maybe you will or already are working with children and there is a new child or children coming your way. Number 3 is pay attention to your child or to a particular child in your care. Now that is also very interesting. We also have help children in general through education, advocacy, healing, and the like. And it also says a child in heaven is happy and doing well and is sending you a message of love. That one in particular gave me a shiver, and that is quite obviously referring to a child that has crossed over. So beautiful message. If you know a child or children that have crossed over, that's a beautiful message to be receiving. It says the purity and innocence of children gives them an angelic quality and earns them special attention from heaven. Your prayers for the little ones are given high priority and are always answered. This card is a message that you're being used as an earth angel on behalf of children. The angels will help you in this endeavor if you ask for their assistance and guidance. Wow. Oh, I'm covered in shivers. What a very powerful message of hope from the guardian angel. I hope that's not getting too hot with the candle there. It should be fine. She puts her fingers over the flame. Yes, it should be okay. So I feel quite blown away by these two cards at the end there. How very beautiful, and certainly the both of them give me a shiver. And for me, when I get a shiver, that's a really strong confirmation about the message on the card. So I'm going to put those tarot cards to the side so that we can look at the 3 romance angel cards that you'll be able to pick from. So we're going to do our, by now, well-rehearsed romance angel pick a card. I'm going to have a little shuffle here. And then there's going to be 3 cards to choose from. You may choose 1 or more cards to get a message specifically about your love life and your relationships from the romance angels. You can choose a different card for different situations, relationships, or people that you're curious about. Sometimes just choosing 1 card gives you a clearer answer. So let's draw 3 cards. We've got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3. Here we go. So, number 1 was the rose quartz, number 2 was the aquamarine, number 3 was the marcasite. I keep using the same 3 crystals for these. Crystals can add their own special energy to the cards, to the message, to the energy. Let's have a look at card number 1 with the rose quartz. So if you chose card number 1, here's your message. Codependency. It says addictions are affecting your romantic life. Now that's interesting because coming to the end of the week, we had this devil energy. So that's definitely one of the things it might be coming for to remind us or show us or let us know what is causing a bit of an issue of stuckness maybe. So if this is your card, have a look at what it is in your life that you may need to tackle or let go of, so that you can be more open, so that you can open your heart further to let more love in. If you chose card number 2 with the aquamarine, here's your message. Oh, we have attraction. It says, I'm sure we had this last week as well, you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Well, this is quite straightforward. This is quite an easy to understand message. So this is literally about stopping and smelling the roses. Try to slow down a little bit so that you can really enjoy. Maybe if you can't enjoy each and every single moment, at least find moments to enjoy fully. And this helps with what you are attracting. And if you chose card number 3 with the marcasite, here is your message. we have heart-to-heart conversations, and it says honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Again, a very clear message. It sounds like you may have found somebody you are attracted to, and maybe you want to be sure or want to know that they're also attracted to you. So this may be what the heart-to-heart conversation is about, or maybe you're already in a relationship and you want to take things further and you need to know how the other person really feels about you or about your future, things like that. For some of you, it may even be a discussion about having children or caring for children in a different way. Very, very interesting. So this brings us to the end of this week's guidance. As usual, I will be uploading this reading on my YouTube channel, Indigo Owl. I do hope you have had a good start to the week. I hope the rest of the week goes well for you. Take very good care of yourselves, and namaste. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting. I always like to know what's happening in your lives. I like to know if you're resonating with my reading, whether you're watching live or in the replay. Please let me know. And thank you.